Hi, friends. How are you? This is March the 4th, 2025, 6:43 p.m. And we're talking about getting older and having fewer friends and feeling better because we have more time for ourselves, for reading, for watching TV, but not necessarily for making phone calls out of necessity, and not because we have to see people we've always seen before, but they've gone a different direction than we're going. And this has happened to me. I will say 10 to 15 years ago, I had a lot of friends. I was invited to a lot of dinners. I invited people to a lot of dinners. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. But people change. You change. I change. And you'll realize this as this conversation continues. We get new interests, don't we? We get new interests. Our old interest fades away. We're not interested in things we did in high school, or even if we went to college, things that went on there. If you were in a college, were you in a fraternity? Did you like that fraternity? Did you like drinking all that beer with those people, or sorority? Did you like who you had to live with? You may have, and that's great if you did. I never joined a fraternity, so I don't know what that was like, but I did know one thing. I pledged a pledge, which means that I tried out for different fraternities during the first week, and all they did was pour me more beer, pour me more beer. That's what That's what they did. They want to get to know you. How are they going to get to know you by pouring you more beer in your mug? Well, here's the deal. Appearance makes a difference. Let's talk about the appearance. Do you like a beautiful face on a girl, or a handsome face on a man? The best sororities and the best fraternities gave you the call. Would you join? Would you join us? Would you join us? We like her style. I thought, my God, if I have to drink this much beer and spend money to stay in the fraternity house and associate with these guys that's going to stay drunk all the time and try to hit on girls all the time, it's not my deal. That's when I was younger. And then there was a time when I would actually fly to meet women because I was writing poetry books, and I would get invitations to colleges to speak. I would sometimes locally would get invitations to meet with a girl here, and many times here in Louisville I did. In Louisville, because I did autograph sessions at Christmas and at the whole Christmas week, Valentine's week, sometimes Mother's Day. And this was a wonderful chance to meet women. They would sign a book. I had a book there. They would sign the book and put if they wanted to be contacted for future books that I wrote. And they would also, believe it or not, I didn't ask them to, on the sheets of paper in the booklet. The booklet didn't request their phone number, but they left their phone number, and a few put, please call if you'd like. This is when you're young and the social network is important. Dating is important. I was shy. I was hesitant. Many of the people that I would meet were what you would call short-lived. When I say short-lived, anything between meeting just once to meeting 3 to 6 months. This one person that never met me had written to me, and I went to see her. And I don't think she liked my face. She didn't like my appearance. I wasn't invited back to see her, and she didn't seem to want to get together if I mentioned it. This is normal, isn't it? It's just normal. Okay. Now let's move on. I'm going to now talk about the work situation and all those friends you've met in every single job that you've had. I'm talking about some of y'all only have one job, and some of y'all have had 10 jobs or more. Do you remember all the friends you had and how you were going to stay together when you quit that job? Do you remember that you were going to stay together? Let me ask you one question. Now that I think about it, did any of those people that wanted to stay together give you their phone number? Well, let's go the other direction. Did you give them your phone number and say, please call? You're a great friend. In all my life, with all my jobs, there's not a single person, not even one person I've worked with over all these years that has contacted me or stayed in contact. Now, that's not to say that on Facebook, people that I've met, especially the ones that I met when I was selling poetry books, have been very kind to me, have written to me, communicated, and I've communicated back. We've never met again. We may sometime, but distance has a costly price. And if a person's in California and I'm in Indiana or Kentucky, just to come to see each other is a costly event. So let's go to your last job. Let's skip all the jobs in between. Go to your last job. Are you in contact with them? How many are you in contact with? Are you in contact with one? Do you go out and do things with them? Have coffee? Have lunch? Invite them over to your house. Do they invite you over to their house to be a friend every week or so for friendship reasons, socialization? I'm talking about your last job. We know the ones before that. I can almost say most of them never have we contacted or they contacted us. But now we're on our last job. And if you've quit working, as I have, the phone doesn't ring. The phone doesn't ring. And then when I try to call a few people, they've moved or they've switched their phone number to a cell phone number, which I don't know, and I'm unable to contact them. No phone calls. But here's the good part. The good part is I don't want them. The phone calls, not the people. I don't want the phone ringing. I mean, I get these calls wanting to sell me old age insurance, burial plots, caskets. I had one today say, "How old are you?" I said, 50. They hung up on me. They were wanting me to be at least 65 so they could sell me that Medicare Advantage disability. It's a disability insurance. They don't call it that. Why is it a disability? When you get Medicare Advantage, 9 times out of 10, it will not pay for all the doctors you see. It will not pay for your eyeglasses like they promise. It will not pay for your eye exam like they promise. It will not pay for your hearing like they promise. So we call it the Medicare Disadvantage instead of the Medicare Advantage. If you're listening to this and you haven't switched to Medicare Advantage, stick with Medicare A and B. That's called traditional. The traditional Medicare or the original Medicare. A and B. A pays 80% of the cost of any doctor you want to see and of any hospital you go to. You're left with 20%, which you get a supplementary insurance. Sometimes it's called Medigap. Other times it's just called Medicare Supplement. Mine's with Aetna. Pays the other 20%. That's not all. With this plan, if you stick with the original Medicare, in addition to the supplement, you need to get a drug plan, which isn't that expensive. Could be $10 a month, could be $15, could be $20, depending on how big your expenses are with your medication. That's my route. You may find that Medicare Advantage is just heaven to you, and if you do, it's because you're in the right location with the right doctors, and it's heaven. And they'll pay for silver slippers, which is a exercise program for free. Okay. Time's what we want now that we're older. But not time to be with the people we were with in necessarily high school, college, work. I do stay in contact with one person, one or two people in college, but maybe just once a month or twice, every other month rather. I feel guilty because I need to call two people tomorrow because of that. What do I like to do now? Read. I was a writer once. I wrote about 15 books. I don't know if they're all on Amazon, but don't rush out and get them. You have to look under my name. You can't look under the titles. But I just mentioned that because if you want to check me out, you could see that I have tried to make a living writing, and I'm going back to it now. It's funny, as many times as I've given, this is kind of funny. It's something I wasn't going to say. I have many times offered to send people free books if they wanted one, autograph books that I've written. No one took me up on it. And postage is so high now. I sent 3 books to somebody who just wanted to be my friend. I guess they found me on Facebook. I thought, I'll throw on 3 books. My gosh, it cost me $5. $5 plus the mailing bag to send 3 poetry books. I'm not rich, but I can't do that all the time. I help people, one person, once a week that's elderly and homebound. Today was very hard for me. It wasn't because of her, it was because I have a sleeping problem. And I didn't sleep the last 2 nights, much more than just a couple hours. So even right now I'm sort of draggy. You can't probably pick it up, or maybe you can pick it up. Okay. Now I'm going to end this by saying it's your life from now on. Whether you're 60 or 70 or 80 or 90 or 100, you choose how to spend it. Number 1. Number 2, you choose if you want to spend it with anyone to socialize or talk on the phone. Number 3, you decide what you want to do with your time. Do you want to walk around a pond or lay on the bed and read a book, or watch all this entertainment on YouTube, or make YouTube videos like I'm doing right now? I'm 76. I turned 76 on January the 13th. That would have been 2025. If I'm looking at the calendar right. I'm trying to put something on every day or two. I'm never going to reach what other people are reaching that gets over 1,000 subscribers. My goal is to get 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm up to 400 now. I was up before that 300. The next time I looked, it was 400. That means somebody liked what I said. If you want to put a like on it, feel free to. If you like my style, if you like my style, put like. If you really like my style, feel free to hit subscribe. And I tell you what, you'll hear some interesting points of views from me on different topics. I try. I hope I can continue to stay away from the two which they say don't talk about, politics and religion. Although it may surface out a little, especially on the Christian side. I lean toward the Christian side, by the way. The political side, I'd rather not even take sides. I'd rather just take a gun and shoot it in the middle. Shoot both sides. How about that? And then call myself an independent. You've heard enough, haven't you? It's okay not to have friends now. That's what I'm telling you. Perfectly okay. You'll meet a friend when the time comes. You might be sitting eating a hamburger at a sports bar, and a lady may come in, or a man may come in and say, "Can you use some company?" And you look at them and you think, this is my type of person. And you may find you have a friend. This one time, this girl came over. I was facing the door. I was sitting at the table a couple weeks ago, and she comes in, and I'm looking at the door. She sees me. She says, "Are you waiting for anyone?" No. Would you like to join me? I'd be glad to buy your lunch. Try that and see what kind of response you get. Sure. I'd love to sit down and talk with you. And the rest of the day will be history to you. Have a great day now. We're over. Talk to you later.